Raise it up, why? Raise it up. Raise it up, why? Raise it up. Hey, raise it up, why? Raise it up. Raise it up, why? Hey, raise it up. Hey, raise it up, why? Raise it up. Raise it up, why? Raise it up. North side, raise it up. South side, raise it up. East side, raise it up. West side, raise it up. 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 North side, raise it up. South side, raise it up. East side, raise it up. The west side, raise it up. 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 Raise it up.
2, 1.
Hey loves, hey loves, hey loves. My name is Wyann. I also go by Y, and anytime you hear or see me live, you are officially on Raise It Up Y, the podcast. I did it again. It happens once or so every few months where I just botch the intro, and today this was my day. Hello. This is Raise It Up Y, the podcast where OGs kick game to real ones only. We raise your self-awareness, vibration, and your capacity for love with non-corny positivity from the West Coast to the world. And if you are a member of people who love to get down here, you are probably a love and you belong to love culture. Those are the listeners and the supporters of this pod and all things Wyann. Thank you if you're one of them. If you don't know, if you're a love, love culture exists to fulfill these 3 reasons. 1, come to the watering hole and get your fill of love, life, laughter, and all the other bomb L words, I guess. But get all of your fulfillment cracking off by listening to this podcast, getting your dose of non-corny positivity. That's number 1, that unites love culture. Number 2, that unites love culture is that we do good for no good reason on and off of the internet. And number 3, we exist for the good, the love, the betterment of all red-blooded humans because we subscribe to the vibrations of love and respect. We first love and respect ourselves, and then we share that same energy with everyone we meet. We are on the 77th episode of this beautiful podcast. I'm here joined by one of my angels. I had to send my other angel home because I pressed my hair. For all the black women listening. I learned that they're called the 92%. Okay, I'll deal with that later. But I pressed my hair and I made it a little smoky in this house. Gave my second assistant a little asthma attack, for the holidays, In fact, this is our 77th episode that is called Bang, 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 Be-doo, Bang, 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 Boom, 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 Papa. Sound like winter. Papa, Papa. Boom, boom, Papa. It sucks when you hear harmony. Ow! Because I always hear too many parts. Would you mind? Hey now. If I loved, if I held, I know all the words to this song clearly. In the morning light. Oh, if you know the name of that song, you know the name of this episode. Yes, baby. Love's Holiday. That's what today's episode is called. Of course, love spelled like we spell it in love culture, L-U-V. And you're going to be in for a treat. You're going to be in for a treat this episode. It's a light, fluffy, great episode to watch right after the 25th of December, whatever you call that. I call it Christmas. Therefore, the day this comes out, it's going to be the first day of Kwanzaa or the day after Christmas, however you look at things. Love to everyone and whatever you celebrate. Around this time of year, things can get dicey because people, they feel emotionally charged about certain consumeristic types of reasons for this season. But the way I believe is If you're focused for positive and good, all things work. All things will work. You know what I'm saying? You get to keep 100% of everything you lobby for. So if you're an individual that likes to find all the offense in the world, guess what? Jackpot. You'll have them all. If you're a person that loves to lament and loathe and find the lowest vibrations of everything in this world, guess what? Jackpot. You win. And if you're a love, if you're a person with an open heart and an open mind, but you also set boundaries for yourself, recognizing they're there to make you who you are, to protect you for being who you are, and not allowing a motherfucker walking to switch you up, but you when you decide, jackpot. You have found your home. Everything you think, everything you believe, you get to keep 100% of it. So watch your thoughts, right? Are we dropping gems before we ground? That's a no, Wyann. Okay, everybody who's been around here, y'all know how we do. The first thing we get into is grounding. Grounding is a therapeutic technique that makes sure you are where your feet are. Hello? My bad to all my foot amputees out there, because you might not know where your feet are. Respect though, huh? Hello? Yeah, so no, the reality is there's a therapeutic tool that's a book out there called You Are Where Your Feet Are. And it's a kind of saying for people to just be where your feet are. Some of us sometimes believe we're where our physical bodies are, and your mind is on a breakup that happened 2 years ago, or it's future focused and anxiety stricken, worried about things that aren't guaranteed to happen. Wherever you are, I own it. As I just said, where my brain is, my ring. The Raise It Up Y ring. However, we're still grounding, and Onette knows this already, so she doesn't have to stay here for this. But yeah, here's the idea. We're getting into grounding. I say it like a poem. The therapeutic edutainer in me gifts you this final grounding for 2024. Take a moment and be here with me. Hear my voice. Feel your feet. Wiggle your toes. Bring your awareness up through your body. Touch your nose. And you're just doing that to recognize that you are here. Breathe a breath in. Blow a breath out. Do that again. In through your nose. Out through your mouth. Take a moment. Own this. This is a miracle called life. That you're breathing, you are winning. Just because you're living in this life. And just by spending this time with my voice right now, you are investing into your betterment. And I would like you to sit with that and feel proud. And let's go up. All right? Here's something I think we should do. I had the pleasure of performing at Terrace Martin's residency at a spot in LA called Verse. It's an amazing spot owned by two of the homies. And I know them because I know Terrace, and Terrace is big bro. And he was doing a series of his favorite movies and music inspired by or from the soundtracks of these movies from either the 90s, early 2000s, however they were. And the particular shows he had me a part of, and a good friend of ours named Jay Ivy, Grammy Award winning poet, might I add, the first Grammy Award winning poet, might I add, Jay Ivy. He and I got to do the Love Jones, if you will, episodes or sessions of Terrace's residency. And I had such a bomb ass time doing it. Got to perform in front of the wonderful people that Terrace tends to bring out, like Ava DuVernay, Rhett One from Kendrick's The Heart Part 6 that he talks about in GNX. He mentions Rhett. I've known Rhett through TDE and the boys since 2012. And I even got to meet this beautiful woman named Snoh Alegra. And let me tell you something. There was one poem that really got not just Snoh, but about 6 other women intimately who came up to me to talk about one of the pieces of poetry I performed. I performed a different poem for every set. 2 sets a night. We did 2 nights, so there were 4 sets. And I only had one poem that I kept consistent until the second night. And I got such a positive response from doing the poem I'm about to perform in this Douxadiddy. I did this particular poem and it caught everyone's attention from that second night for both sets. And considering we just lost an amazing poet, Nikki Giovanni, I guess I was reminded how important art and my poetry was. I have 2 poetry books self-published on my website, wyannvon.com. And people were asking like, yo, where can we get these books? So I just realized like, I need to make sure that I let people know like, no, words are really my heart. Like this is not for the faint of heart. This is not small beans. So you know what? Yeah, we can get into this wonderful poem. Right before I do that, Zeleke, if you can't find it, no worries, Mom. Yeah. It's in the middle in this Aldo bag, but I'm like, nah. Oh, well, she found it, so never mind. And now I get to do my poem with everything in me. Because you guys know I do my poetry better when I have my Raise It Up Y ring. Shouts out to the person that created this ring. And if you pay me, I'll tell you who that is. All right. So, Douxadiddy. Love letter. Dear love, it's been a while since I felt your touch. Got that tender caress, and I'd get that rush. Absence makes the heart grow fonder. This is true. But I don't know if I could go much longer missing you. You see, I started not to write you, thinking about times when you had hurt me and I despised you. And with every single line I write, I think, why? Why should I do this again? Your actions prove to me you're more my foe than my friend, but I keep letting you in again and again, hoping every time you'll be better to me than you've been. It's even gotten to the point I feel scared to see you. I meet your care, your greatness. All my defenses greet you. And I know you wonder why. When you're in this wonderful new guy, why won't I let you back in my heart? Well, because every time I mend it back together, love, you come again, ripping it apart. And you're in a different guy. And he has a different name. Maybe a different story. It still ends up the same. You pick me up and spin me around. And we dance to the melody of this new thing we found. And the nights stay young and we laugh and we play. You whisper sweetly, oh, baby, we could do this right here every day. Oh, yeah, I could make every hereafter feel just like right now, girl. I'd build you a kingdom if you weared my crown. Oh, and my tears pour out and we drown as I accept no ifs, no ands, no buts, no accepts. And I just know that you feel the same way. Although I never speak what I think. I just let the music play. Until that one day. It always plays out. You're convinced our music has suddenly faded out. I tell you, times will get harder than these, baby. We can get through this. You keep time. I'll sing you symphonies. We don't really need no music. Well, it works for a minute. But you're not really in it. And I don't even care for the sound. And then, inevitably, the same man who swept me off my feet ends up putting me down. Feels like tears on a cloud, like completely out of place. So when you come around, love, expect me to look away. What else should I say when you do come to me? Oh, you're like that fat kid at school that always used to fuck with me. And just like with that bully, I got used to the pain. No bother searching for the sun. I got used to the rain. Headache, heartache. They became the norm, suited and booted for the worst. So love, I was soothed by your storms. Tell me, what makes you coming around this time so different? And I feel so sorry for this new guy because I am so distant. He's got a smile like the Nile, big, bold, and beautiful. He's got style and finesse down to his cuticle, and not to mention disposition. Got the heart of a saint. Doesn't try to play the part of something that he ain't. The guy's only crime is finding something in me where he feels we can build. And I'm too stubborn to see. My problem don't lie with him, love. My problem lies with you and all the stupid shit you tend to make people do, man. I can close my eyes and see his beautiful self. I can't picture him with somebody else. So I've thought to myself, and love, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to give my all to him and forget about you. Yeah, absence makes the heart grow fonder. I'll say that again. But what I thought I missed in you, love, I'm going to find that in him. Sincerely, Wyann. Moment of honesty. Someone's gotta take the lead tonight. Who's it gonna be? I'm gonna sit right here, tell you all that comes to me. And if you've got something to say, you should say it right now. You give me a feeling that I've never felt before. And I deserve it, I think I deserve it. It's becoming something that's so impossible to ignore. And I can take it. I was wondering maybe if I made you my baby and we do the unthinkable, would it make us look crazy? Well, if you ask me, I'm ready, babe. If you ask me, I'm ready. You got that one for free. So Raise It Up, Why Do I Diddy is where I usually perform some form of poetry or usually original music selection. Apparently I just felt like doing that for y'all off the rip. Nigga just feel good tonight. But no, that poem is called Love Letter. It's in my debut book of poetry called 13, again available on my available on my website. And that's the poem that is going to introduce the high why. And our high why is brought to you by a member of Love Culture. If anybody doesn't know, high whys are when our podcast following writes in, asks questions, and I get to answer them here. It's almost like a Dear Abby column. And this one comes from one of our beautiful loves that I am not going to mention her name because I think this is it's a private kind of a question here. But the poem is a great lead-in, let me tell it, to this particular high why. And here's the high why question. Straight up. This is it. Why? This is the question from the love. It says, why, comma, help me get over this nigga. Please. You understand me? And she says, ha ha ha. What do I gotta do? What are the steps? And I thought that was really interesting for her to ask. I listen to Brain Food every day. It's a part of my morning routine. I'll share my morning routine again at the top of the year. I feel like it's a good reset. So you'd be listening to episode 79, 2 episodes from now. I do 13 episodes per year. So the next episode will be coming out Christmas Eve 2025. And yeah, here's the vibe. Watching Jay Shetty's podcast, the #1 health and wellness podcast in the world. At least that's what his intro says. So I'm just regurgitating at this point. Bro had on a world-renowned relationship therapist. Her name is Lori Gottlieb. Her last name literally means God love. Auf Deutsch in German. Lori Gottlieb brought all of this back to my attention earlier today, and I'd already had this high why question sitting in the tuck, and I was like, damn it, she's so good. This is going to help me answer the high why today. Something that I learned back in college, and now I get to bring it here to have actual steps for this love and anyone else who needs to get over a nigga. No. That's not just getting over a nigga. Anybody who needs to make a change, because these are 5 steps for change. Before I say that, let me just do this. There was a member of Love Culture on AMP that I lovingly call amply. Amp is the app that no longer exists, Amazon Music Prime. And basically, if your Instagram feed turns you into like a mini photographer and you get to share your photo album, or you're a mini broadcaster if you're more on reels and videos, and now you get to share that. What Amp did was make everyone a radio host. So I hosted my own little Love Culture radio on there, and other members of the users of the app would, come and support, people's radio stations by listening in and texting in and, calling in even. And I had the pleasure of being visited with a call in from our love E-Man 31. He actually passed away. And I brought him up on last year's September and October episodes of 2023. And I just thought it would be dope to say his name again. I'm thinking of my Dia de los Muertos, Coco, the movie Coco. If you remember someone and you say their name, it's like bringing them in the room, and they have a connection to this realm, this life, to still be a part. So E-Man 31 was a love who was married, and TJ and I had been going out at that time for, I don't know, coming up on 7 years. It was 7 years last year, because this year made 8. And we weren't engaged yet, but we were just talking about relationship stuff in a place that calls itself Love Culture. We talk about relationships a lot. And E-Man came in and said, when I asked him, what's the key to being married happily? Because he and his wife were happily married. He was younger than me too. I think he was younger than me. I heard that a certain age that he was, and someone said that age was wrong. So he was around, mid to late 30s, early 40s. I'll say that. I said, how do you do this thing, marriage happily? What do you think the secret is? And E-Man very matter-of-factly gave one of the most common sense answers I'd ever heard. He said, well, if you want to be married, you got to act married. I said, huh. He said, yeah, a lot of people get married but still want to do all the things they did when they were single. It's like they want to still be single but say they're married. You gotta behave it. You gotta take it on all the way, like hook, line, and sinker. You have to be it. If you're gonna be married. Act like you're married. And I thought that was incredible. Now, why am I bringing that up when a love is asking me about getting over a nigga and what are the steps to getting over someone? Because my overall approach, before I get into these 5 steps for change, the overall approach is, if you want to be over someone, get over them. Be over them. That looks like truly separating you and them, not physically, emotionally, spiritually, and mentally. Whatever expectancies or expectations that you still want out of this person, knock it off. It's done. The relationship is over. And sometimes the physical relationship has been over, but in our heads, we still regard them like our person. Meaning, imagine if you have a business with someone that you used to date and now you no longer are dating them. Instead of seeing a problem with the business, like a problem in the business, if you still regard them like, see, that's that shit that he was doing when we was together and da-da-da-da-da. Stop. You're not together. You're business partners, but you're not together. Be done in your head. You ever meet somebody and they always refer to someone as, yeah, this is my ex, or this used to be my boyfriend, or this used to be, it's like, what are they now? Instead of referring to your ex like your ex, you know what? This is one of my cool homeboys that we're learning to be, better friends to one another. Such and such meet such and such. Or instead of, yeah, this would have been my husband, but no. This is my child's father, and he's someone who I co-parent with, and he actually is a cool guy, or he might not be a cool guy. Whatever it is, refer to people how they are, as opposed to continuing to see them in whatever light they no longer exist in. If you want to be over, be over. Be over and done with right here. And it shows in how you talk about it. You know what I'm saying? If there's heaven, if there's life and death in the tongue, it means heaven and hell reside in the mind. So some of us are trying to be positive folks with literal hell going on in our mind. Speaking your positive words from a hellish mind, it don't work. Go back to my episode a couple months ago when we were talking about integers and talking about the concept of math. When a negative meets a positive, the result will be negative or subtracting. Period. If you want to take out something that is bad, you are doing something well for yourself. If you want to add something that is good, you will be doing something well for yourself. That's like two negatives making a positive, or two positives making a positive. But if the messages are mixed, yeah, I kind of do still want him back. But you know what? I'm not ready for that word called submission. That's a positive with a negative situation. Or you won't get the love of your life or that person that you think you want to be with. Ta-da. Like, this is how things go. You know what I'm saying? So, again, still answering, hey, why? Help me get over this nigga, please. What do I got to do? What are the steps? Here are your 5 steps for change. There are 5. I'll name them all, then go back and explain them. Step 1 for change, pre-contemplation. Step 2 for change, contemplation. Step 3 for change, preparation. Step 4, action. Step 5, maintenance. In pre-contemplation, you don't realize you need to change. Low-key in denial. You might know there's something there, but not really. So there's a sense of ambivalence. I do want this, but I don't want that. I kind of want this, but I don't think that. And you're not acknowledging, like we just talked about a second ago, if it's going to be over, let it be over. Kind of a thing. All right. So there goes pre-contemplation. It's kind of a sense of denial. Contemplation. Now the change is on your radar. It's in your head. You're no longer denying, like, okay, something has to change. So why help me get over this nigga? Sounds like contemplation. Listening to this podcast and starting to take notes on what I'm saying, that's your preparation. Now you're not just thinking about it. You are actively taking notes. You are not hearing me and trying to self-justify why you should still stay the same. You're ready to get some things going on differently for yourself. You're preparing. At the time that you're preparing, at some point, right after that preparation, you got to act on something. Okay. When I call next time regarding the business that we have together, I'm going to regard him the same way I regard one of my business partners in Florida. I'm making this up, guys. Instead of talking to my ex like he's my ex that we do business together with, or that I do business together with, I am going to regard him like I regard my business partner. The only relationship we've ever had is being business partners. That's in Florida. I'm going to start talking to my ex the way that I regard my co-working homegirl, a businesswoman, co-founder of mine. That action, taking on, okay, look, when I speak, I can't account for what another motherfucker do, including him. When I speak, I'm going to come from this space. When something doesn't go well with this business, I'm not going to hold on to it and start to tag on all of the other issues that we had in our relationship to how he's now disrespecting the business. Stop it. Because you wouldn't have that history with your female coworker, co-founder in Florida. However you treat your other coworker, you have to now start treating him. Acting in that way is your action step. A lot of people think that change stops at taking action. It does not. For the rest of your days, you have to maintain that action. The maintenance part of this is the human part of this, because you'll relapse. You'll go back into thinking of him like an ex. And you have to remember, wait, no, that's what he was. But what he is my coworker. Let me regard him as such. And as you train yourself into the new behavior, that maintenance will stick. My salsa mom used to say, practice doesn't make perfect. Perfect practice makes perfect. But practice alone makes permanent. What you practice, you will make permanent in your system. So my morning routines, I used to do them spottily in 2018. Here 6 years later, at the end of 2024, I don't touch my phone for an hour, sometimes hour and a half. The angels be looking for me and shit. They'd be like, hey. I'm like, oops, my bad. But I used to not be able to go the first 15 minutes without touching my phone. You know what I'm saying? Making sure I eat something before it's 6 p.m. I'm working on that one. Hello. But there are certain things that as you practice them, they will become permanent. If you just keep it at talk, or you know what, I acted on it once, or I acted on it. Imagine something like working out. I kept up my schedule for eating more protein and vegetables, less starches and sugars. I've gotten to the gym 3 to 5 times per week for an entire year. I met my target weight. Action was met. Now you go start your new year and you're like, I'm my target weight. I'm chilling. Let me eat a couple fries. Let me have a little cake. You know what? I'm at my target weight. I don't feel like going to the gym. I'm at my target weight. I don't got to. How long you gonna stay at your target weight? You ain't. Because you got to maintain it once you have it. All right? Anything worth having, you're going to work to keep. Your relationship, your sanity, your children, which goes back to insanity. Excuse me. No, I'm messing with you. I'm thinking about my sister raising my niece and nephew, and my baby sister, Warren's wife, raising my other nephew. And I'm like, girls, I got degrees about being a parent. Y'all fucked up and went and did it. Like, not fucked up. I'm being funny. But my niece and nephews are God's gifts to those people. Okay, over there. All right. Yeah, because the maintenance of sanity after you have kids is right. So yeah, maintaining your change means that you create a relationship with a new lifestyle surrounding the change that you've implemented. That's how you get over anyone or get through anything. That's the way I look at it. I think about getting over something. If I hop over a crack in the road, the crack is always there. I didn't, like, it's not like it's a chasm that got filled. I'm just farther away from it. You know what I'm saying? So now when I go to walk down the street on that side, I just watch what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? But the crack in the road is the crack in the road. I go through things to the point where if I don't want the crack in the road, I'm going to call the city. I'm going to get cement myself. And I'm going to, especially if it's like, you know, my property or something like that, I'm going to make sure that I go through the process of actually making the change and then maintaining that change for me. Here's some freebies, 2 more freebies for anybody, not just getting over someone, but getting through things. Relationships and feeling like you're in love can feel like a high. So I often like to throw in as a bonus the concept of addiction and the counseling that usually comes from recovery from addiction. Thinking about maintenance, I think about people relapsing and getting back on their roads to recovery in the world of addiction. And there's an acronym to remember, HALT, H-A-L-T. When you are, I love that. When you are hungry or horny, hello, angry, lonely, or tired, HALT, H-A-L-T, hungry, angry, lonely, tired. Hungry or horny, by the way. Angry, lonely, or tired. Those are the most common reasons for relapsing on the drug of your choice. Some people's drug of choice is love. So when you're lonely, that's when you stop acting single because you start to go through old pictures. You start to contemplate again what life would have been like had you stayed with that person, if that person could have been different. And you start to think like you're not single, and therefore you put yourself back in relationship with someone who's been out of relationship with you. Don't do it. Don't do it. The other thing that you have to realize is a loss of a relationship means we should look at the grief cycle. And the grief cycle is called DABDA. At least that's what I called it when I was in school to remember the acronym for it. DABDA is denial, anger, bargaining, depression, and acceptance. This is not a linear process for dealing with grief and loss. You can be in denial one day and go straight to depression another day, come back to denial, start to accept things, fall into bargaining, and get angry all over again. So denial is like the first thing you do when you feel a loss. You almost don't believe it, don't accept it. Sometimes you can go into anger, and anger, of course, is the defense mechanism feeling of all feelings. He's the bully of emotions. Anger is, because it's usually covering up something deeper like hurt, regret. There are other things that just are under there, resentments. Bargaining is when you start to, man, if I only would have such and such, maybe they'd still be here. Had I just changed my hair like he wanted me to, maybe we'd still be in a relationship. Shit like that. You know what I'm saying? And people do that when they're going through a grief cycle. Loss of a relationship is a part of the grief. And falling into depression, I think that's more self-explanatory. And then at some point you learn to accept how things are. And because you've accepted how things are, I think the question even got asked to me, how do I get over and or through this situation or over this person? And I hope you heard your answer, my beautiful heart. Answering that high why is leading us right into our Wyann's words of wisdom. And I want you to know, all of you, that I wrote a book. That book, by the time this comes out, might already be available as an ebook, especially if you have an iProduct, is what I call Apple products. But you can self-publish really easily in iBooks. So that's where you all can look for this book. It is called A Woman Winning from the West. And I want you to get into one of the chapters, which I'm going to talk about right now as opposed to read. Love ain't got no IQ. You have got to be smart for love. Wyann's words of wisdom for episode 77. Love ain't got no IQ. You got to be smart for love. I need you to realize that love is an emotion. Emotions are non-negotiable. They are real. They are yours. They are also fleeting. Emotions are fugacious. They're here for a moment. They come and they go. Building a life for yourself based on emotion would be like erecting your dream house on a bed of sand. It can fall out of place rather easily. You could get washed away by the tides of life, ebbing and flowing. Because love as an emotion, as a vibration, doesn't have a sense of intelligence. What I'm going to tell you, I think I mentioned this in this chapter of the book, what my grandmother, who used to sit right in that room, would tell me. You could fall in love with anyone if you gave them the time and energy to get to know you and you'd get to know them. You can develop a love for anyone that you can consistently communicate with. When you learn someone, when you recognize and accept someone for who they are, you don't attempt to change them. You're not in a rush to see them be someone they have proven they are not. Spending time with, being around someone can afford you the possibility of loving them. Which means if you spend enough time with a coworker, you can fall in love with your coworker. You might be married. You might have a partner at home. You might be single and really looking for the one. Whatever your situation is, if you give time and energy consistently, what did my salsa mom just say? Practice makes permanent, not perfect. Perfect practice makes perfect, but practice makes permanent. You start to fall in line with this coworker. You bring them coffee or they bring you coffee. You guys talk about everything. You learn one another. You see each other. You feel good around each other. And they might not be the worst thing to look at, and you might not be the worst thing to look at. And you might understand that there might be some form of a physical attraction. And you have a mutual respect for the things that you all do. You can fall in love. I feel like Selena. I can fall in love with you. I can fall in love with you. You can. Can means the possibility of. You can. Question. Tell me what you... Okay. Just because you can fall in love with the person, does it mean you should? Let's go back to the other example. You spend so much time at work. You travel for work and you travel with them. So you're seeing the world together. You're in different cities. You're eating different foods. You're not around your wife or your husband or your children or anything that reminds you of your everyday regular life. So every time you're with this coworker and you're traveling for business consulting in a private jet and you're getting to have this 5-star lifestyle with this other person. You're developing a real thing for a role that you play with someone. They don't come home and smell your dirty socks. You don't know what they shit-stained panties look like. Hello? Because, guys, don't think y'all the only one that missed that shit up under your nuts, okay? Some of these ladies out here trife. Respect to them. Yay. Okay, but yeah, you don't have to deal with the realities of this person. You always get to have them when you're in your 3-piece suit and your pencil skirts and you're tucked in and you're primped and you're prinked and you're prim and you're primed for work or whatever it is that you guys do. You're always getting the best representation of this person. Imagine that this is your background singer and you share a stage with this person, and every night you guys are just so enthralled in your craft and you respect her craft and she respects yours, and y'all are having this thing, and boy, it feels real, don't it? I love this person. Only problem is you have a wife and kids at home. You have a partner at home, or you know that when you go home, you have no life set up for keeping a person, maintaining and being with the person. Not because you have a small apartment, but because nowhere in your heart have you created open space for exploration, to be vulnerable and real with yourself, and therefore know exactly what parts of you you're bringing to the table. What are your bargaining chips? What parts of you are for sale, for hire, for barter, non-negotiables? Have you thought about any of this with you? Okay, then, sweetheart, you're not ready for the love of this person. The real love. I'm in my mid-30s and up, and now I'm not looking at this in a play way. Love. If you're under 30, fuck to your raw. Do what you got to do. You understand me? Like, make a couple bad decisions. Get all the curable shit. Have a ball. Have a fucking blast, okay? That's what you can do. But once you start to realize, oh shit, I'm the creepy old uncle in the club, or I'm the cougar going to the basketball games of all the motherfuckers about to go to college, you look fucking nuts, right? I mean, or you could get a lifestyle made for yourself out of the deal. Respect to the people who live like that. But what I'm saying is, if you're a grown-up looking for grown-up love, you have to be smart for the relationship you're seeking to procure. You have to already have done the work. If it's real, if you want it. And I'm not talking, ladies, about, oh, does he have 6 figures? And gentlemen, I'm not talking about, does she wear a size 4 dress? I don't care what episodes of Kevin Samuels you've listened to. I'm talking about, how do you know the intrinsic value of you, such that you know what parts of you to share and what parts of you need care. Some of y'all are still in love with the people you're in love with because you know all of the places you fail at. And you're more scared of your success than you are the certainty of the failures you've endured and had with a person. So yes, stated differently, what I'm saying is, gentlemen, some of you won't commit to the woman of your dreams because you don't know how not to be anything other than what you are. You want to be a player, even though you're the creepy old uncle in the club. Ladies, you want a man that will hold you down and be there with and for you, but you regard all men like they're your sons because you don't allow a man to be on par with you. Instead, you regard them like kids. My single mothers, respectfully, I'm talking to you. I need you to know what it looks like to have a man beside you, not a man that you boss around. A man that says, when you say, hey, go take out the trash, he says, I'm about to go out. You take out the trash. I'll take it out next time, though. I love you, but I'm about to be late. Oh, well, you ain't this, you ain't that. And it's like, no. If he wasn't there, you'd have to take the damn trash out by yourself anyways. I live with my sister. We have to take the trash out. Sometimes it's she, sometimes it's I. Who gives a fuck? The trash is going to stink if someone doesn't take it out. And there are 2 grown people here. Neither of them happen to be male. But the trash will stink if it doesn't go out of the house. Grow a pair of ovaries and take it fucking out. Because that's what you do when you're an adult. So when a gentleman comes into your existence, if you work out, hey, every time that trash needs to be taken out, baby, I'm going to take that out for you. Respect. Then now you can say, okay, he's going to take it out. Because that's what we've decided as a unit. If y'all are just happening to have one cock and one vagina in a house together, the trash is going to stink regardless of who will take that shit out. Grow up. Oh, God, grow up. Some of this stuff, bro. Anyways, that's just being intelligent, because as an adult, you have to do that. If you lived with your parents, this would still be applicable. If you live with your grown child, this is applicable. It does not matter who we're talking about. Trash not taken outside will stink up your entire house. If you let it stink up your entire house because somebody who looks a certain way has to take it out, you're definitely doing yourself a disservice. That was my kindest thought in that moment. I had like 2 other things I was going to say. I said, wait, no. That was my kindest thought. Love doesn't have an IQ. You've got to be smart for love. I think that also applies to life, just in general. Please be smart for this existence that you're living in. Allow room for the beauty and the growth and the colorful nature of this life to happen. Give that space for this. But please, take a moment to realize that every single one of us over the age of 18 is an adult. All of us. Act as such. It's common sense, but I also know common sense ain't common. Just do the adult things sometimes. It doesn't have to be deeper than that. And if it is, have conversations with people. Gain understandings with people. Assuming never. All right? That's intelligence at play right there. And that's it for my Wyann's words of wisdom. Before I get up and mother love you go. Oh, I just remembered my nephew ain't here. I'm thinking about the last episode. I was like, I have to be quiet. I don't have to be quiet. There are no nephews. There are no nieces in this house with me. There is a sleeping Wendy though. So I guess for Sleeping Beauty, I could be a little quiet as I get louder. Pay Your Dues is the portion of the podcast where I tell y'all about some really cool companies and people and brands that get down with me or people I love. And I want to make sure I shout out I Love the Do on Instagram. ILOVETHEDOUX. Do, pronounced do like DOO, or dew like morning dew, Mountain Dew, I guess. Anyways, I love the do more than you knew. My cousin Maya Smith is the CEO and founder, also the MC, the master of curls. She has a new line out And it's called the Press Play Thermal System. Onette saw my hair, so she knows I'm not joking. Because I do my hair fresh, because that's how fast I can do my hair now. Let me tell you something. The honey girl, the bee girl honey line before this is really good. This one though, this is my favorite line. Hands down. I wear my hair straight more of the time. Breaking the fourth wall. It is December 16th. It's a Monday night Monday morning at like 9 o'clock. And it's 48 degrees last time I looked outside. Which means it's cold. And while LA likes to give us 70-degree days, it likes to give us 40 to 30-degree nights. And what happens is if my hair isn't straight, my beanies, my fleece line beanie, with the curls, it sits off of my ears and cold air gets in my ears. My recipe for getting under the weather. It's just my recipe. So I usually wear my hair straight during all winter months, because then I get like this nice, my hoodie, tie it nice and tight. Love bold hoodies, probably still available. I've done I almost can hear Young Fly and Flashy. Love Young Fly and Flashy. I've done a piss poor job of pushing my hoodies. Onette has one of my hoodies on from this year. I only made one piece of merchandise this year. It is the Love Bold LCC Love Culture Community hoodies with the hashtag RUOTH, which loves no means rockets up on these hoes on it, and the @RaiseItUpY in the bottom corner of it. I have been so into being this new professor, doing shows, putting out music, which I'll talk about in just one second. Yeah, I just, what is winter? She says that winter. I've made reference to my niece Winter like 8 times in this episode. My little niece is the newest Emotions member, and she's kind of hilarious, so I reference her a lot. Anyway, that was number 1. I love the Do More Than You Knew. This Press Play Thermal System is my favorite piece of her line. It makes me very happy. I jump higher with it. I inspire more people with it. I cook better food with it. All of those were lies. But my hair, how long has my hair gotten? Onette. It's pretty damn long. I've been doing my own hair. I love my hair, lady. This long hair don't care, okay? That's when I talk like that. Is when I'm really stunting. Yeah, but long hair don't care. At 1:43 a.m. And I just wanted you guys to know that if you are a person looking to I got TJ some curl cream last night. He got a thingy, whatever this is that boys do, sponge thing. And he was like, I need some curl cream. I wonder how I can get some curl cream. I'm like, if you don't get that motherfucking cash rules everything around me cream, get the money from my cousin. He got it. He was like, damn, baby, her products really work good. I said, I know. She's my cousin. Shouts out to I am TJ Wilkins. Yeah, so I love the Do More Than You Knew is our first pay your dues. Number 2. I had to put this down. Demore Beauty. That is DEMO. No. But it is at DEMOR Beauty. This little girl did these nails so gorgeously. Doggone Love Cam. He was like, you know what? I think it's so cool that you put scissors. Cam, I know you gonna kill me. Wait, White Dizzle saw him say that in the Love Lounge, and he was like, hey Cam, you want to get away? My baby Cam. If you guys don't know who I'm talking about, these are all members of Love Culture. We get together once a week in Love Lounges, aka my IG Live, aka the reason I botched the damn beginning of the episode and I do the wrong intro. I do more love lounges than episodes, so I'm just practice makes permanent. I have more practice at saying the other one. But Demore Beauty, my baby girl, Kylan, is an extraordinary nail artist. She travels in the greater Los Angeles. In the greater Los Angeles area. Don't have her go too far. I won't let her. But she's extraordinary at what she does. She's meticulous at what she does. She's like, nope, I'm not going to let you leave with the nails like that. I'm going to try this. Actually, I want that color. Ooh, I want to do this. Like, you can see her creating as she's going and doing. And she takes her time because it's right every time. And I love these holiday nails. Look, like, not me putting them on everything. What? Look better on the 13%. But yes, I am a proud endorser of her and her work at DEMOR Beauty, Demore Beauty, once again on Instagram. DM her and set up your times. Again, she comes to you. The convenience of not having to leave my house. The only thing I do early in my life, she gets to come to my house at 10 a.m. Do you know what else on earth I do at 10 a.m.? Drink coffee. That's it. I won't even go to Phil's to do it. I have to drink coffee at my motherfucking house. Huh? I gotta go to Phil's. That's another thing I do. And our third. Hallelujah. Our third. Pay your dues. The young lady behind that camera creates the most beautiful floral arrangements. For everybody on YouTube, this is doing something for you. Everyone who's just listening online, thank you for your beautiful ears, but you cannot see the gorgeousness that I am advertising with my Demore Beauty fingers. Hello, talk to me nice. At Haroni.arrangements. HARON as in Nancy, I. HARONI.arrangements spelled correctly. Haroni Arrangements made this holiday. You said this a couple episodes ago. I said, how often will we be able to see this? She said, every month. I says, man. And even now, these are real. To the right of me, which is on you guys' left, right? Yeah, on you guys' left, as you're looking at this next to the WY in my set. To my left, your right, these are all our, like, I guess fake flowers, I guess you could say. And this arrangement is gorgeous though. Like, I love this too. So, but these little cranberries, pine cones, snow covered. So, again, everybody listening, this does nothing for you. But if you want to run over to YouTube, look at these visuals. Haroni Arrangements is Haroni.arrangements on Instagram. These are some second to none arrangements. She'll probably get her shit off at my wedding in 9 months. Really? 9 months? That doesn't give me a headache. Hey, everybody I really love, if y'all get a text at the top of September telling y'all to just meet somewhere, hey, listen, I told TJ, y'all keep making this difficult. Not TJ, but everyone around the wedding trying to make it so much bigger than it not needs to be, but it's like, nigga, I want a house. We'll deal with all that later. I'm just talking out of the side of my mouth right now. Okay, number 4, love culture. Please put your hands together for holidays. Say, hey, can't think about a better way. Hey, spend all my loving with you. Ooh, I'm happy with you. So let it be known. There's a video on YouTube of a song called Holidays with a Z at the end that features myself, Wyann Vaughn, and my baby brother, Warren Vaughn with one R, W-A-1-R-E-N Vaughn. And we put that video out just to, show some love for this time of year, which it's become one of my favorite times now. I know I'm the cliche now. But what I love is one of our loves in love culture. Her name is Kina Bina 143. We call her Love Culture's commissioner, Love Bean. She has like 8 names. She was like, Wyann, it's about to be the 13th of September. That's not true. December. Friday the 13th, in fact. Can we look forward to you putting out anything? I says, yes, you can look forward to putting out something. Or Wyann putting out something. And I put out not only that song, but my book, A Woman Winning. I think I said From the West earlier. I think I changed the name to In the West. A Woman Winning in the West. It sounded easier. A Woman Winning in the West is what it says now. Yeah, that book would have been done. However, gigs came up. I got a light working with some new people with my mentoring one-on-one. So you got to ride the surf of life's waves. When it comes, it comes. You got to make it do what it do. And Holidays is currently out. A Woman Winning in the West. By the time you are hearing this, should be out. Look in your iBooks. And very last, but never least, at Raise It Up Y at large, RAISEITUPWY, across your socials, most active on Instagram if I'm keeping it a stack. And I want to say thank you for everybody who spends your non-refundable time and energy with us throughout the year. Year 6 is in the can. You will get your 13th episode on YouTube only. So if you are listening on anywhere this podcast can be consumed, if you want your 13th episodes of the year, you have to go over to Wyann Vaughn channel on YouTube, click the playlist that is the podcast, Raise It Up Y, and enjoy all of the 13th episodes you might have missed. I appreciate you. We've been recording for 1 hour and 13 minutes. And I'm going to quickly say, stay real, y'all. Boom, 13th episode. 2.
Raise it up, why? Raise it up. Raise it up, why? Raise it up. Hey, raise it up, why? Raise it up. Raise it up, why? Hey, raise it up. Hey, raise it up, why? Raise it up. Raise it up, why? Raise it up.